Now I wanted to show you something on here too. We've got the baseboard heater here, and lots of places along this wall we're starting to lift because the heater got hot and it started going back on the drywall because this TV and the little cabinet was against the wall here, and so I flaked off all that loose stuff. And see here's an actual drywall nail, like I was telling you, and I can see where there's a bump there, there's one there, there's a couple more, so I better hit those while I'm here. And see that bottom one, because it's exposed, now I can take my hammer and my nail set. I don't want to just, if you scrape out something like that and you see a nail all just covered with spackle, well, it's going to pop out again because you didn't set the nail. I've got a little nail set here, and I'm going to go right in the middle of that nail and just poke it in a little bit, okay? Now that nail, chances are that nail is not going to pop anymore. And you know, obviously I could do that with all the nails in here, but then I'm starting to spackle too much, you know? And so I'm just going to take my putty knife and that's what I'm going to do for those, okay? And I see a couple way up high. You're probably not going to see it, but I got, because I have my construction light here. It's always best to get yourself a little construction light like that. They have 250 watts, 300 watts, and 500 watts. Okay, and then you can shine your light up on the wall in certain places if you want. So good thing for me that I brought my caulking. You always got to have some caulking. Make sure you get some white caulking that's paintable. Don't get some white like some kitchen caulking or something, and then all of a sudden say, oh, that'll be good enough, I'll just paint over that. And I just happen to have the two caulkings that I thought I would bring with me. And let me just show you what I'm talking about. This one happens to be Alex Plus, I think it's called. It's painter's acrylic latex caulking, and it's 25 year, and it's designed to be painted. Paint projects, it's designed to be painted over. Now here's some Quick Seal Ultra, and this is for kitchen, bath, and plumbing. That's for around your sink, around your bathtub. But this is stuff that is non-paintable. I thought I read it somewhere. It's on here. It's on here somewhere that you can't paint over it. So you gotta read the labels very carefully, because I can't. If I were to put that on that wall over there as a patch, if I ran out of caulking, the paint's not going to cover it. You see what I mean? So not all paint can be covered. If you have 100% silicone, by the way, clear silicone, you can't paint over that. Did you know that? And if you got white, 100% silicone, you can't paint over that. If you got an off-white, if you got a bright white 100% silicone, you put that on your wall somewhere, and then you think you're going to paint it, and you're going to paint it a gray color or a green or a blue, off blue, whatever, it's not going to cover over 100% silicone. So make sure you check things out. There's all kinds of different caulking. I'm not telling you to use just this one, but this one I happen to get because it's cheaper than the other, especially when I know I'm going to be painting over it anyways. Might as well get the cheaper stuff, right? Okay, so I've got this one is about 3/4. It's about from here to here. That's plenty for this job for whatever I've got. Okay, chances are I'm probably not going to use this. If I were to use this up there above the bathtub enclosure up here, I'd have to be very careful. I'd have to put it down low enough because I would know the paint is not going to cover. But because the crack is up higher, the caulking is kind of sucked in there. The caulking's been here for who knows how long, how many times they've cracked. The crack is up higher than that. And I think I'm going to use the other caulking for that. That way it's paintable. You see what I mean? Or else I would have to re-scrape out this whole entire thing and make it nice and flat and then paint the whole thing. Paint the walls. Then at the end, go around with that white and run it and install it. And now you got the nice bright white, the non-paintable caulking over there. You see what I mean? There's a right time to use it and a wrong time to use it, okay? Remember that. Now see that vertical blind, remember I said it was tight on there, so I just did a little checking out and I could get my screwdriver under the bottom, undo the screw. So now the bottom is loose, okay? And I know exactly where it goes when I get ready to reinstall it. And for now, I'm just gonna leave it, okay? I can pull that out a little bit. I wanna make sure I don't pull it too far out because it's only gonna come out so far at the bottom because it's fixed up at the top, but it gives me enough room. I was able to wipe off all kinds of cobwebs that was caught behind here and clean off the baseboard and stuff. And then I got just enough room to shimmy my paintbrush up in there as close as I can out of that, and then I can cut in. I can cut in from here down, no problem. Okay, and that's how I do that. Now let's just talk about this drywall pieces right in there that were loose and flaked off because the heater heated up the drywall and there was hairline cracks in there. So I kind of peeled that off strategically because I knew if I painted over it, I'm not going to get it any better than it was, and eventually it's going to come off. And somebody's probably going to wonder, hey Joe, why didn't you check that out? Why didn't you do something about that? So see, now some of this is still slightly loose, the top edge, but if I put caulking in there, the caulking will actually hold whatever's loose around the edges, will hold it tight. See, it's loose there. If I were to take my fingernail or a putty knife, I could flake that down. I could virtually flake all of this off. But I don't want to do that. So when I put the caulking in there, I'll do it strategically, put it in there, and that'll keep all these edges tight from going any further. And then I was able to do it all in there. So that's going to take me a little bit of caulking, okay, right there. And that's just another part of the project. So, you know, it's starting to become clear to me that there's no way I'm going to get this all done in 2 days like I thought. As it was this first day, I didn't get here till 10 o'clock after unloading everything, driving up here. It took me over an hour to get here up at Lake Tahoe and get all my tools brought in here, moved all the furniture and all that kind of stuff before I could even start looking and seeing what condition the walls are in and that sort of thing. Okay, so take that into consideration on your project. If there's certain things that is going to increase the project, you've got to decide, do I fix it or not?